Members, you are welcome to today's lecture, and it's a continuation from where we stopped last time. Today we are going to look at procurement cycle. I'm trying to look it on the course outline. I don't know whether he included it, but it is one of the most important topics in procurement policy and practice for BPAM 3.2. So we are going to look at the stages, the steps that should be followed in the procurement process. So you are welcome, and your lecturer, as usual, is Nisima Dan. I welcome you to today's online lecture, which will take a few minutes. As the last time I told you that online lectures take a few minutes because some of you don't have MBs to last for long. Therefore, let us first look at the steps that should be followed in the procurement process. And these steps are chronological. They must be followed in that order. So step one is step one. Now, members, step one is called procurement planning. That is the first step. The procurement process begins with planning and it ends with review of the performance of the contract. So what is planning? Procurement planning is an important part of the procurement process or cycle. Procurement process is the same as procurement cycle. It is the determination of the future needs of an organization. And procurement plan is done by the user departments. User departments are the ones that submit their needs so that procurement plan is put in place. The procurement and disposal regulations require that procuring and disposing entities should establish, maintain, and update the register of shortlisted providers of work services and supplies for every financial year. Pre-qualification is used to obtain a shortlist of bidders with the intention of ensuring that the bids are confined only to the potential bidders. So pre-qualification to establish the important information about the bidders so that at all time an organization has a short list of potential bidders helps in procurement planning. After planning, that is step one, determining the future needs of an organization, done by you should even know the responsible person or the responsible office for that stage, and I've said the user departments. Each organization has user departments. And these are the departments which will end up using what is being requisitioned or procured. Then number two is initiation of procurement. And also it is done by user department, which raises a requisition for what is supposed to be procured. And this stage, initiation, was when you are planning, it means you have not yet started procuring, but the actual procurement starts with initiation. It starts the implementation of the procurement plan. You put a plan in place, then you initiate, and initiation done by user departments. And contents that of the procurement plan include what is going to be, what is required, how much is required, what is required means what do you want to procure, how much, when, that is time, what the item is to be used for, and where and how it should be delivered. That includes also where and how. How it means transport. How will you transport it? And then where, that is a final price, where the organization that will receive it. Number 3, that is initiation. Number 2. Number 3, then you choose the procurement method, and PDU procuring and disposing in should select the appropriate procuring method depending on the value of the requirements to be procured, circumstances pertaining to the requirement to be obtained, and the method is approved by the CC's contracts committee. What does it mean? You choose the method depending on the type of good or service that you require, depending on how much the resources at your disposal. Because you cannot choose a method which is difficult to implement, which is not cost effective. Last time we looked at different methods of procurement. So you choose a method. For instance, if you have high value items that you need to procure, like computers, then you cannot go for a method like micro procurement. Micro procurement is for raw value items. You can't use another method of trading. I mean, micro procurement. Then there are other methods which you use for raw value items. When you have high value, then you pick a method which will help you to procure those items. And high value is not even appropriate for you to use direct procurement, where you contact one bidder and he gives you the product. That one will contravene the PPDA regulations. I told you that direct should be the last resort when you have no other alternative. Another step. The first one is planning, initiation of procurement. Now you have chosen the method, choosing the procurement method. Step 4, you prepare the bid documents. And what is the meaning of a bid document? These are documents used by the procuring and disposing entity. An entity is an organization. Procuring and disposing entity to request or solicit for offers from providers or bidders. They set out the rules and procedures to be followed in the bidding and the conditions of any resulting contract. The contracts committee approves the bid document. So the contracts committee is an important actor in the procurement process. Then, after this step of bid documents, then step 5 is called bidding process. Now, bidding documents have already been available to the suppliers or bidders, or you can call them vendors. And after acquiring the bid documents, you may even have a pre-bid meeting between the potential bidders and the PDE before the bidders supply their bids. Then, after bid documents have been available to the bidders and the bidders now are ready to supply their bids, now the bidding process, which is step 5, the actual bidding process. And it starts on the date the bid notice is first published in the media to the issue of bid documents to bidders. The bidding process is the successive activity